Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital.
Now before I begin, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications. Now if you're watching this video, you are likely interested in land or are already in the process of searching for land. You may be wondering how you can go about purchasing a property without making a few treks back and forth. Wouldn't it be so much easier if you could purchase the property from afar? Is it possible to buy land online? Or is this dangerous? Are you opening yourself up to scams? Well, in this day and age, it's entirely possible to buy land without ever meeting your seller face to face. In fact, this is how more and more land transactions are being done. And if this is how you are thinking about buying land, in this video we'll go over everything you need to know. And stick with me because in this video, I'll also mention a tip on how to avoid scams. So number one, make a plan. And this is true regardless of whether you are buying land online or not. As with any real estate purchase, you want to go in understanding what your key criteria are so that you do not get seduced into making a purchase that doesn't make sense. So first, you want to be very clear with yourself about the kind of land you are looking for, as well as what your intended use is. Do you want rural land or urban land? How close do you need to be to amenities? What is your required size range? And then also, are you looking to build on the property or farm? Do you want timberland? It's very important to be very clear about your criteria and to not deviate from them. Otherwise, you may end up buying a parcel of land, deciding that you want to use it, and then later after you've bought it, you realize that it won't work for your actual desires. It's also equally important to be very clear about what your budget is. Again, as with any real estate purchase, it's easy to be seduced into purchasing a property that is really above what you can afford, and you don't want to get stuck in this trap. And finally, do you want assistance in your land purchase? If you don't feel entirely comfortable analyzing vacant land on your own, it's a good idea to find the person who is going to assist you prior to beginning your search. So if you are looking for a real estate agent, make sure that you find one who is specialized in vacant land, and also make sure that this person is local to the area where you're looking at purchasing. Just as you can buy land online, you can also work remotely with a real estate agent. You don't actually need to meet with them in person. It's very likely that you will want to hire a lawyer to help you with the closing, and it's a good idea to find one who is local to the property, not to you. And this is because rules and regulations vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Number two, once you are clear about your purchasing criteria and you have found the professionals who will help you in your search, if applicable, then you can begin looking at properties themselves. There are a number of land-specific listing sites that you can use to find properties online. Some of the biggest ones include Lands of America, Land and Farm, and LandWatch, but Zillow, being the largest real estate listing site in general, is also a good place to look for vacant land. In addition, you can try sites like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Just be extra careful on sites like this and make sure you do thorough due diligence. Which leads us to number three. Once you have looked through land listing sites and found a few properties that interest you, do your due diligence before purchasing. Now, usually this means visiting the property, although if you are not able to make the trek out to the property yourself, you can hire a photographer from a site like Craigslist to go out and take photos for you and give you a report on the property's condition and how easy it is to access it. But it's not enough to simply go visit the property. You should also look into, at the very least, certain basic attributes, such as the surrounding location. How close is the property to amenities? And how close do you need it to be in order to have it meet your needs? What is the condition of the neighboring properties? If you're looking to build on the property and raise a family, what is the school district rating? And what are the values of surrounding properties? Consider all of the attributes of the surrounding area that are going to be important to you and make sure that they meet the criteria you set out in your plan. It's also very important to understand the zoning designation on the parcel and what is allowed under that designation. In this way, you can check the allowable uses against your intended use of the property and make sure that you're able to use the property in the way that you would like. Consider topography as well. Access is another important criteria. Check that you can physically access the property, but also that there is a legal right-of-way. If you're looking to build, you'll want to understand what utilities are currently available, and if none are, consider how much it will cost in order to bring utilities to the property, and whether that is within your budget. And also check for wetlands and special hazard flood zones. And if you find a property that checks all of your boxes, the next thing you will need to do is make sure that your finances are in order. Keep in mind that it can be very hard to get financing for vacant land, so you should expect to have to pay cash, or if you are able to get financing, put a large down payment in. Now, in certain circumstances, you can get owner financing for vacant land, and if you go this route, just make sure that the monthly payments are affordable. And finally, complete all inspections, tests, and surveys. Getting a survey done is perhaps the number one item, as this will let you know exactly where the property boundaries are. Now, if you're looking to build or grow crops on the property, you may want to have a soil or geotech report done. Also, if you're looking to build and the property will not have access to public sewer, it's a good idea to have a perk test done, so you know whether you can have a septic system installed. In certain circumstances, you may want to have an environmental site assessment completed. This is often done when purchasing commercial or industrial property, or if you think that there is a high likelihood that there may be some kind of contamination on the property. And then, of course, another big item is having a title search completed in order to check that title is clear. Having a title search done is also another way to ensure that the person you are purchasing the property from actually owns the property. And if you have the title company serve as the closing agent, this is a great way to avoid getting scammed. So there you have it. Buying property online does not have to be frightening. And if you're concerned about scams, you can always close through a title company and complete a title search. And if you are buying from a company, a great way to do an initial check is to take a quick look at their online presence. Do they have a website that seems to be regularly maintained? Do they have reviews? You can check a Google business page or Facebook reviews. Are they posting regularly on social media sites? Do they have lots of listings on reputable land listing sites? All of these are a way to do a quick gut check on a company before moving further along in the process. So go ahead and find your dream property. And if you have any thoughts about buying land online, let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down properties at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.